Apparently over in London, it's a very popular idea to have him as James Bond. People love him over there. Over in the UK, people are saying, man, cool, make it happen. Over here in the United States, they don't know.
That's live footage from MGM studio.
Not my James Bond. Keep that black out that tuxedo.
I was pretty thinking earlier today when the news broke at MGM studio.
Yeah, man, that was over that shit MGM studio. That was a Capitol. The hell with that. Oh, hell no, he's not playing James Bond. So I thought that this was done. I thought that we had kind of settled this and we had made our decision and moved on. And that decision is, even the man himself, he said, I don't want to leave people hanging. I don't want to put no promises out there. I don't want to break no hearts. So y'all need to give up hope.
Oh, damn.
This is Idris Elba. He says, y'all need to give up hope on old Idris playing James Bond. I'd love to do it, and I would love to be there for y'all that want me to do it. But I'm 50 years old. I'm black. Come on, y'all. You know
exactly. He said close the book.
Yeah. He says that people, we've made a lot of progress, but I don't think that the world is ready for a 50-year-old black-ass James Bond. Now, let's just be honest. Idris Elba says, I'm a cool, smooth but even that is not enough to be Mr. 007. I look great in a tux. I make James Bond look good, but the world just ain't ready for it. Well, the people behind James Bond, they said, we bet to differ and we bet on black. They had, now I don't know. People, I'm gonna tell you right now. Old Corey over here who loves James Bond, who as a wee child pictured maybe himself one day wearing that tuxedo right there, but then I said, oh, who you bullshitting? They ain't gonna ever have no black James Bond. I'll just have to keep making my James Bond fanfic, just keep playing, taking all my James Bond action figures and coloring black with my Sharpie. Sharpie. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to keep my imagination because that's not gonna happen. Well, my heart's a little fluttering right now. I'm a little excited, but I'm keeping my hopes a little tempered right now. But it's nice to hear that we've even gotten this close. That I believe the estate or the people behind James Bond have said, you know what, we are seriously considering Idris Elba again. Idris Elba is back in the running to play James Bond and is in fresh talks to take the lead role. The popular London-born star had backed down from taking over from Daniel Craig and had instead discussed the prospect of playing a villain in the next film. Now, this is in the Sun, but I've been reading this a lot of places. Apparently, they did some tracking on this, and people said, look, man, you really, after all this time, we've been asking for Idris Elba as James Bond. You gonna put him in the movie as a villain. We'd rather you not do that at all. And if you're going to do it, put him in the tuxedo right there and make him James Bond. God damn, how long we been asking for this? Stop cock teasing and juggling our balls, and please.
Take our nuts out of the vice grip already, God damn it.
Please. Why would you do that? People said, no, hero, no villain. The man is too smooth. He looks too great as James Bond. So can you just make him James Bond, please, and quit bullshitting over there? And they said that he's in the running. Talks surrounding him playing the lead have started again as producers realize how popular he would be after carrying out secret market research. He ranked highly among the diverse group of movie buffs invited to participate in it. So that means, when they say diversive, that means that, across all ages, across all races, and probably across all genders, that he was seen as the best choice.
That's just mean that, Snow, you know what? Let's go out and put a little test out to sea before we put our money on his black ass.
Yeah, because
let's put a little litmus test out there.
Oh
first.
yeah, because apparently over in London, it's a very popular idea to have him as James Bond. People love him over there. Over in the UK, people are saying, "Man, cool, make it happen." Over here in the United States, they don't know.
That's live footage from MGM studio.
Not my James Bond. Keep that black out that tuxedo.
I was pretty sick earlier today when the news broke at MGM studio.
Yeah, man, that was open that shit MGM studio. That was a capital. The hell with that. Oh hell no, he's not playing James Bond.
Even that lion was like, shit, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
that lion was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, man. Okay, so here's the thing with James. I'm being serious about this. So let's have a talk. Let's have a discussion. Because I can throw out some jokes and whatnot and say, all right, him being 50 years old, because that's the biggest concern. I don't even think the biggest concern from a lot of people is about him being black. It's about him being 50. Or is he 50? Might be 51. I don't know. But him being 50 years old. Now, I could say, hey, the good thing is that black don't crack, man. He still looks great right now. Mm-hmm. And if he plays, the way I see it happening, I have a solution on how to do this with him playing James Bond at the age of 50, because I think he would be great. But what do you think about him doing this role, man?
Well, first off, I'm not a James Bond fan at all. I never liked James Bond, Connery, or Roger Moore. I care less about none of them motherfuckers. I care less. Don't care about James Bond. Never made sense to me. Never appealed to me. Shaken, stirred. I know all that bullshit, but I don't care. But, the fact that other people like this, I can appreciate the fact that, people want some sort of diversity to this, because it's been played the same way over and over and over again, to a point where they even changed up. I remember from the last movie, because I remember you guys talking about it, that, that last one was more female-led, as opposed to him, going around slapping asses and, sleeping with everybody.
Which one was that? Was that one?
I don't know.
Oh, which one was? No Time to Die. That was the one. Yeah, they already made. That's a great thing to put up, man. I'm just gonna show this a little bit, because No Time to Die was actually pretty progressive in a lot of ways, man. That one right there, you were 100% correct. He was no longer going out and slapping asses and having sex with chicks randomly, and shit, half the chicks in here were just kind of like, get your old ass away from me.
Exactly.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you.
I'm gonna get this back to you. I don't want to interrupt, but I will say that I think the thing is, I think what's bringing up these discussions again in the diversity angle is that last James Bond movie, I think it got the most criticism for the story, but it got a lot of the praise for just modernizing the character. So I think that's considering that it was the diversity angle and the modernizing of it, what people really loved. They're like thinking like, all right. And also, in people saying like these stories that even with this James Bond arc, the story's kind of getting stale. Maybe it's time to like even freshen it up a little bit more and bring it in. And this is the perfect time to cast a black James Bond, because if they don't do it with him, there's some other interesting casting that's going on. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's pass it back to you, man.
Yeah, no, cool. Well, but the continue. I was saying is like, again, I don't care about James Bond, but I respect it in the fact that they took a character from way back when and they kept moving that character forward, right? They kept the franchise fresh. They kept putting something out, but the Batman and Superman, those are franchises that they keep putting out for these days. And to have James Bond, he's sort of a superhero as well, but super grounded superhero, so to speak.
Oh, yeah,
most
definitely.
Keep upgrading him and keep modernizing him the way they have been doing it. It makes me want to go, okay, let me check out some of these later ones, because now it's becoming something that I might be interested in seeing instead of, seeing all, the previous stuff that he's been doing. Idris Elba possibly taking on the manslaughter, I think it's cool. And again, we were talking about before, which is great because it kind of leads to what we were talking about before. 50 looks different now. 50 acts different now. So,
Yeah.
you know, him being able to do these action roles, I think he can do it. You know what I mean? And he'll look cool doing it because,
Yep.
again, he seems to be more in shape, you know, and, you know, still has a look like, don't crack, still looks good, you know, and I think he just, you know, it'll be a entirely different look for the character. And again, it'll pull me in because the route that they seem to be going with it, you know, making him a Bond of 2022. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Instead of the Bond of the 50s.
That's
so,
no,
and that's cool.
That is true. Today at 50, I mean, they would have said, let's cut this off back in the day. And even then, I think Sean Connery was still, you know, maybe at 50 or so, I think maybe he was still doing Bond. But
yeah, and his 50 looked different, probably.
Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, to the point he had to wear a goddamn wig and everything. But
yeah.
but today the 50 looks different. But I do understand the concern of we want to do a multi-picture deal. And that's where it comes in, where people like, it's not about doing James Bond today. It's not about doing James Bond 5 years from now. It's about what do we do with James Bond 10 years from now? Could he still do this at 60? Probably. But if you don't want to push it, they're doing things not just with casting that's cool with James Bond, they're doing things story-wise with James Bond that they really haven't done before. And so a little bit of a spoiler here for those who haven't seen No Time to Die, but one of the most interesting and daring things that they did with James Bond in this movie is that they killed James Bond. The reason why they were able to kill James Bond is that they did something that they really hadn't done before, and that is they took a version of James Bond and told that version's story. You know, it wasn't where we just recast it and just assume that that's a continuation. This was a self-contained story with its own arc, and at the end he died. And at the end of the movie they said, you know, for everybody's freaking stop. James Bond will be back. It's just going to be probably a different story arc. So that is why I was saying, if you want to do Idris Elba, we don't need to try to like go for 10, 15 years with this guy. What you can do at this point, if we're telling self-contained stories, do a trilogy. Get him in for 3 movies, get him up for about, 8 years or so, and then move on from there, man.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to do it. You know, give them their arc, everything, right? Especially right now, when it comes down to movies and franchises and universes, right?
Yeah.
They like to come in 3s at this point. You know what I mean? And the old way of thinking was, you have this one character, need him forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was Jason Bourne. That was even to an extent Jack Reacher, where they tried to pin down one character for so long. But you don't have to do that these days. You know what I mean? You could break it up.
And I think somebody who's out there. Let me see here. I think somebody who's out there actually saying that we can go past, and let me see here. Oh, hold on. I want to show this. I think somebody who's out there doing something where they're showing that you don't have to be 30, 25 or so years old to do these movies, man. Action stars are older now. And the person that is proving that, and I think making it possible for action stars to be older, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, my man. My man.
The running man himself.
Oh, of course. Yeah, him. Oh, yeah, him and what's name?
In its own way, and people, that music is from Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Thing is that this man is damn near, he's 60 years old, man.
Wow,
he's 59. Do you mind? Let's go ahead and just push it and say 60, and he's still hanging on sides of planes and running over the people and crashing cars into walls, and I'm now. Tom Cruise is a rare breed, but I still think it shows that people will now buy action stars at 60 years old. Dude,
look, Liam Neeson.
No, Liam Neeson.
Well, listen, before those last couple ones, he was still up there being okay.
That is true.
You know what I mean? These last couple ones, he had to push it.
I'm just saying, there was by the time we got to Taken 3, he ran a block down the street and said, shit.
God damn it, I'm 6 years old.
Yeah, I can keep filming, but I ain't running no more.
You got this. Go ahead.
But
I'll get you next time.
yeah, but Tom Cruise is really, man, still running. Look at him, still chopping
Still
away,
running.
man.
I mean, it don't look as fast, but he's still running. It don't look as Let me stop, because I probably can't run it, but he ain't look as fast, but he's running.
He's still, hey man, it might be wind resistance. He's still running. We are accepting, we really are accepting the age limit to go up, but I do understand the concern. So you can definitely push this guy to 60, probably 65, and if he stays in shape, and I think the best way to do this, you had James Bond die his story arc. Let's make a trilogy where we don't have that kind of ending. Let's give James Bond a happy ending, but he retires. He finds a chick.
Yeah.
He says, you know what? I'm done. I'm moving on with my life. And that is the end. He passes the torch on to somebody else, and you don't get another James Bond movie with Idris Elba. You move on to the next person.
I mean, hopefully they do embrace that, the idea that everybody's been having, that, 00 is just a ranking. 007 is just a ranking, and you get a new 007, ranked 007. Just keep moving from there. That's the best way to approach this thing. You know what? The only reason why you can't do it is because I think it was something where it was in Skyfall, they dashed that idea. It was like 007 is, I think you're right. You passed on the 007 name or the 007 number, but everybody said James. That's what it was. They said James Bond's a code name, and you passed the code name down to somebody else. But Skyfall was the one where James Bond was pretty much Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, chill.
Yeah. But I like the idea of passing down the 007, number. Anybody can be a 007 agent, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe this is testing waters to see. All right, if they're gonna accept this, this dark dude to play James Bond, and we don't get him, we can definitely get this light-skinned dude to come in and play James Bond. Your man from Bridgerton.
Okay.
Jean Page.
Yeah.
They said he was in the running to play James Bond at one point. He's a little lighter skinned, and he's biracial, but it's baby steps, I guess.
Let's not go too dark now. Let's not get well done. Let's get medium.
Yeah. I want to see a movie, and I think my wish is to have James Bond be Idris Elba. Idris Elba be James Bond. That's my top choice, and I want that. And I don't even like that they playing with me right now, because if it don't happen, I'm gonna be pretty pissed off. But I think a cool way to test the waters and give a lot of people what they want. I mentioned this before. Do a James Bond anthology, man. Do a James Bond anthology. Not on. You could have the movies, and they've done this with Star Wars and everything, and hopefully they won't do it as bad. Sorry,
that would be interesting,
people. But you do a James Bond anthology, like on Netflix or something, where you tell all these stories with different 00 agents, man. Like 007 is a female. 007's a black dude. 007's an Asian guy. I don't know. 007's a Jedi.
Yeah, 007 pets. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, 007's a dog. Yeah, there's definitely hope out there at this point. Will they be dashed again? I don't know. But, hey, man, the fact that they're putting it out there, and here's the thing about it. No, people gonna complain no matter what. So all the people that like to go out and talk about woke whenever something goes against what the image is, well, these talking about you got insomnia now because this is a major character that's being cast as black. It's gonna rock people's world, man.
Man, you think what's my girl Moses Ingram's Instagram's about to be nuts? Man, he needs to turn off every social media he got. If that's the case,
he needs to shoot that movie and go to an island somewhere and just cut off, be primitive for a while, cut off all technology, cut off all media.
Especially when you're doing something like this, it's gonna go against the grain. You know what it is. People, love assholes about some shit. That's why you gotta give your social media to somebody else to do for you. You can't look at that shit.
The thing is, those people have cried woke and been trolls and racist and sexist and homophobes for so long. What changed? And what is
Exactly.
what is really? I said this with Moses Ingram. What the changed about y'all whining? If anything, it's made people actually do the opposite more.
Yeah, double down now.
Double down on it. Yeah. have had no influence and no sway on this at all. So people are kind of just tuning them out because it's predictable now. You know, it's almost predictable to where it's lazy. It's laughable. You know, ain't a damn thing changed since y'all doing that. And I think somebody like Idris Elba, now a lot of these young people, when they start getting into it, they can't, you know, I understand. That shit is hard to handle because a lot of them are coming into that kind of fame for the first time.
Yeah,
and they're younger, and that shit means more to them. I think Idris Elba would look at that and wouldn't give one about it. He's like, I'm James Bond, bitch. You think I care? I made it. I'm here. They making 2, 3, more, whatever movies, and what the y'all do? Nothing.
That's, you know what? Now that I think of it, that might be some entertaining back and forth on his part. So that I think that might be pretty good.
But you know, with me being 50. I get that kind of shit all the time, you know, with what we do. I get it all the time from people. I look at I don't mention it, but I look at the comments in YouTube and all that shit all the time. You know, fortunately, we do have a great community that actually outdoes the assholes, but I'm going in there and seeing ignorance and whatnot, and it just doesn't bother me anymore because I realize, what power do you have?
You're right. Absolutely right, my friend. None whatsoever.
None. You give
the only power you got is what you give, what you give them.
Yes. You give them the power when you start doing that shit. If your life is moving on and everything is fine and ain't a goddamn thing changed, what is there for them to do? Nothing. And what is there for you to do? Nothing. You know, everybody goes on.
Exactly. They'll spew their bullshit and they'll forget about it, and you'll forget about it the minute they hit enter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, this man is 50 years old, seen it all, and the shit, and I can guarantee you he's seen it before. You know, these people are high profile enough to get that all the time. And at this point, it ain't had no impact on his success or his career.
Nope, not at all.
Come on. So,
right in the
man.
mouth.
Fuck him up the ass. So,
yeah, when you dog the mouth, go right up the yee.
Yeah, man. So we'll see. We'll see. And I think they're also putting it out there to get it out the way. Let's announce that if they truly do go with Idris Elba as James Bond, okay, let's put it out there. All you assholes, go ahead, say what you got to say. Get it out your system. Are you done? Ladies and gentlemen, Idris Elba has just been cast as James Bond.
You're right. It just seems like a long, what was that called? Maybe like stepping into the pond toe first type of deal. So, you know, they did their secret, you know, screening with people. Okay, now let's softly announce that we're talking. Let's see what happens now. You know what I mean? So they're really kind of just slowly and surely going through this. And like you said, put it out there so the assholes will come out now. Get their shit out the way before they can say, okay, listen, you're done? You're done? All right, fuck it. Ease it. Let's go.
You black, you N-word, you woke sons of bitches. You go woke, you get broke. You black, you black, you black, you black, you black, black.
You done? Are you done?
No,
Finish?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good. Now that he's gone, everybody, welcome.